We have seen a significant increase of the use of proxies, so individuals that are working on behalf of foreign states, and they're being given cash payments or crypto payments to carry out criminal activity. We've seen an increase of around 50% of state threat work within London, and that's now accounting for around 20% of our operations within Counter Terrorism Policing in London. World events absolutely have an impact on the streets of London and within the UK. We've seen that post-Ukraine-Russia war, we've seen that now with Iran and UK. The threat was here already, but it seems to have increased since some of those events have happened. The pattern of recruitment, quite often there are similarities around how people are recruited, mostly online, through encrypted platforms, so use of Telegram, Signal, we see Snapchat used as well, and quite often an online entity, individuals have never met them, they're tasked. Sometimes that starts as a small tasking and then that relationship develops, and the promise will be for payment on the whole, whether that be cash or crypto. But as we've seen in some of the cases that have come to court now and gone through the criminal justice process, quite often those individuals don't get paid the full amount or don't get paid what they're promised. So carrying out high-risk work for very little reward.
A British man accused of recruiting and paying people to carry out arson attacks.
They live-streamed themselves, causing around £1 million worth of damage.
The warehouse in Leighton was attacked back in March 2024. It was an attack by arson. It created a significant amount of damage, over £1 million worth of damage to that warehouse.
Inside were goods destined for Ukraine, including Starlink satellite equipment. Police say these two men had organised the attack. Dylan Earl and Jake Reeves had already admitted offences on behalf of a foreign state. Police say Earl was acting for the Wagner Group, a Russian paramilitary unit with close ties to the Kremlin.
A journalist in London was repeatedly stabbed.
The Iranian journalist was attacked outside his home in London at the end of last month.
Iran International, it is known to be critical of the regime there. In 2022, it reported extensively on anti-government protests in the country.
Zarate was targeted because of the fact that he was a presenter for Iran International. In Tehran, there were posters that were put up targeting Zarate, and we'd seen some hostile reconnaissance the year before, surveillance done on him and his family at his residence. Those individuals that carried out this attack travelled over to the UK from Romania and then targeted him and stabbed him.
The evidence overwhelmingly supports, in my judgment, the conclusion that this attack was ultimately carried out in the interests of and on behalf of the Iranian state.
Two Romanian men have been sentenced to 12 and 8 years for the stabbing attack on an Iranian journalist in London in March 2024.
Although this was as the judge described, cowardly attack, which has had lasting physical and emotional implications for our victim and his family, the investigation team were able to demonstrate to a standard that satisfied the judge that this was a tasked, orchestrated and coordinated activity by the Iranian state, which allowed her to use legislation under the National Security Act to significantly increase the prison sentences handed down today.
With me, up. Yes, yes, yes. Subject here! Stand still. Yes, yes. Stay where you are for me. Yes. The police, yes. We have a warrant to search the premises, okay?
Two men have been found guilty of conspiring to carry out arson attacks on property and a car connected to the Prime Minister, Ukrainian national Roman Lavrinovich and Ukrainian-born Romanian national Stanislav Karpic.
Let's bring you more now on that breaking news that 2 men have been convicted of conspiring to carry out arson attacks that were targeting the property and a car that was connected to the UK's Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer.
So through amazing work of Counter Terrorism Policing London and the officers and staff that were deployed on this investigation, they were able to identify the individuals responsible within about 24 hours and carry out arrests. One of the defendants was arrested as he was trying to leave the country. So again, fast-thinking, fast-paced investigation that ensured that we could detain him and bring him to justice.
At 1:52 hours, you don't have to say anything, but at the harm of defence, we do not mention when questioned, something which later rely on in court.
The consequences are real and significant. So these individuals may take taskings unaware of who they are working for, unaware that we from Counter Terrorism Policing will go after those individuals.
On Monday of this week, you, Roman Lavrinovich, and you, Stanislav Karpic, were convicted on the unanimous verdict of the jury of conspiracy to commit arson, being reckless as to whether life was endangered.
They are receiving significant sentences. We've seen that with Dylan Earl and Jake Reeves. That was a 17 and a 12-year sentence for tasking and arranging an arson attack on a warehouse.
Onto your front.
With the support of new legislation, with the National Security Act coming into place at the back end of 2023, it's really helped our ability to disrupt those elements and state threat risks. Operationally, trying to tackle the issues around proxies or hostile actors within the UK is a real focus. And so we relentlessly look at this and how do we disrupt it and look at opportunities working with our intelligence partners, working really closely for us to carry out that operational activity, but not only within the UK, also with our international partners who are seeing very similar themes around hostile actors and proxies. So my message would be, if individuals are thinking about carrying out criminal activity for quick cash, it's just not worth it. We've seen some significant sentences, and Counter Terrorism Policing will find you and we will bring you to justice. So taking that quick cash tasking online has significant consequences and will ruin your life. I'd like to offer reassurance to the public, as you've seen by the sentences, that we will find these individuals who pose a threat to the UK, to the national security, and are carrying out attacks to bring fear to the public within London and within the United Kingdom, and we will bring them to justice swiftly, and they will feel the full weight of the law.